All right, we are starting Mexico today. It looks like a lot. I will tell you, Mexico it's not easy, but it's like significantly easier than China. It's a little less convoluted than Russia. It's probably the most similar to the United States. So it's nice in that way. This is what the front is going to look like. It looks scarier than it is, honestly. It's really not that scary. It doesn't take that long either. And then this is the back. If you're in AP World, you know most of this. And then this part is the hardest part. The political parties, that's the hard part. Of the whole week is going to be the political parties. They love their abbreviations, and the content's a little tricky. You are going to need 7 colors. If you don't have 7 color pencils, crayons, I have some in the front. Please help yourself. At the end of class today, can we please put them all back? Yes, can you help a girl out? Thank you kindly. Now, you do have a 3-day weekend. Not that I need to tell you that, which means we only have 2 days on the back side. Yes, for Mexico. So, the workload is less than China. Are we ecstatic about that? Okay. And then you have a test on Thursday. On Tuesday, you have vocab 1 through 10. Make sure you are prepared for it. Here we go. The United, we're on the front. United Mexican States. Okay, first one we'll discuss is Congress. Congress is divided into 2 houses. You have the Chamber of Deputies and the Senate. Okay, the Chamber of Deputies, they pass laws, impose taxes, declare war, and approve budgets. So they're similar to what house? House of Representatives. You do know that you have an AP exam coming up very soon for AP Gov, right? that is actually have to be retained. Senate approves treaties, diplomats, and other appointments. Okay, for your Chamber of Secrets, that's funny. I can't be the only Harry Potter fan in the room. All right, for your Chamber of Deputies, you have 500 representatives. 300 are from plurality votes, which are most votes win. 200 are by proportional votes by parties, parentheses, party appointments. It's a 3-year term, and then they change it to a 4-year term in 2018. Okay, so in 2018, the original is from 1917. They then amend it in 2018 to be a 4-year term. 50% are women. Is it because they see women as equals? No, because do we have 50% women in our Congress? No, we're at like barely under 30. Okay, the reason is gender quotas. That's why they have it. And then no more than 300 seats to one party. So they're trying to keep it diverse. Then you have the Senate. It's 128 senators. 64 are plurality votes, which means what? Most votes in. It is 2 per state. And Mexico City. Mexico City gets its own appointments, just like in the United States. 32 are runner-ups. Okay, so first and second place get to go to the Senate. 32 are proportional votes, which means the party gets to appoint them. So are parties important or not important in Mexico? Important. They are elected in pairs, as we saw, first place, second place. And then we have 2-term limits starting in 2018. They limit them. I think they serve for 6 years. I'm not 100% confident. I will know that answer on Monday. Here we go. Let's go to president. They are the head of state. They are head of government. They are chief executive. And they are commander-in-chief. So they are very similar to the U.S. Okay. You need to know that the president has the power to appoint, veto, pardon, propose, and decree. Those are all their powers. A decree is like, I make a decree that all children under 18 will get free education. That's a decree. It's like an executive order, but it can't be challenged too much, I guess. It's an official decree. Okay, legislation. Just write these down. It'll make sense in a little bit. Legislation. Then you have the cabinet. Then, and then you have the armed forces. Okay, then over here you have the Supreme Court. Which has 11 justices appointed by the president and approved by the Senate. Ah, man. 5-year. Sorry, I was thinking, I forgot to do something at home. 5-year terms. 15-year terms. No reappointment. That's their word, not mine. Reappointment. Okay? So, we have 9 justices. They have 11 justices. We have lifetime appointments. They have 15-year appointments. Okay. Let's talk about enfranchised people. What is an enfranchised person, Riley? No. I'm enfranchised. Would you say I'm important? He's like, no. No, you are not. So it can't be important people. What's an enfranchised person, Ethan?
Is it like disadvantage?
No. But it doesn't make me important either. What is it, Sophia? No. Oh my God. It's people who can vote. Enfranchised people are 18 years old or older. They have mandatory voting in Mexico and national voter identification. Okay, I do want you to be aware of the federal states because the federal states are very important. They play a bigger role than they do here in the United States, and we know ours play a very big role post-pandemic. Federal states. You need to know that you have state courts. You have governors. And then you have state legislatures. Okay, but these are all federal states. All right. Oof. So you need 3 boxes, but plenty of room underneath them, just like I have, because we're going to label the legislative branch. Executive branch, and judicial branch. Then we're going to talk about elects, appoints, veto power, and approves. There you go. All right, for your legislative branch, if you have colors, let's do it. I'm going to do mine orange. You do not have to have matching colors to me. I don't care what color you make it. But some people do care. All right, of course, your legislative branch is Congress. Which is made up of the chamber deputies and the Senate. I'm just going to draw a box around it. There you go. Okay, they obviously pass legislation. So I'm going to color legislation. And you also have your state legislatures, which are also part of legislation. There you go. Okay, second, you have your executive branch. For me, it's going to be pink. Your executive branch is obviously starting with the president, who is head of state, head of government, and commander in executive. It also includes the governors, because on a federal level, our governors are state executive, which is why he is getting so much done at the moment, both positive and negative. Okay, judicial branch. For me, is going to be green. The judicial branch is, of course, the Supreme Court. And your state courts. Has this Murdoch case been, verdict, been something you guys are talking about, or you don't care? The guy got found guilty last night after 3 hours. Oh, by the way, I forgot to color in your cabinet as part of the executive. Sorry. And your armed forces. Does anyone care about the Murdoch case?
I've been watching it.
Have you been watching it? Do you care? Are you relieved?
Yeah.
All right.
Hasn't it been going on?
It has been going on for a while. I mean, apparently there's like a Netflix show. Did you watch that? Apparently the documentary is like the most popular documentary in Netflix history. It is on Netflix. Well, there's one on Netflix. He killed his wife and son. Well, and apparently there's like 3 other super suspicious murders beyond those 2. So they think he's killed at least 5 people. So, anyway, it's a wealthy guy from South Carolina. All right, elects. So, elects is going to be from the electorate. So, the electorate elects Congress. Okay, we can't obviously have elects without coloring our enfranchised people. So, the people in Mexico vote for 4 things just like us. Okay, they vote for Congress. Okay, they vote for president. They vote for governors. And they vote for state legislatures, just like us. Okay. Appoints, for me, is going to be this pretty blue color. Appoints. The president gets to appoint his cabinet. The president gets to appoint the armed force leaders. And he gets to, or she, but it's only been a he, gets to appoint the Supreme Court. Congress does get to appoint legislation, which means they get to submit it. Okay, veto power, the ability to say no. For me, it is going to be this color. It looks the same to you. I will use black. Nope, I will use purple. Purple. Okay. The Supreme Court gets to veto legislation. If they get to veto legislation, it obviously means they can what? They have what? Judicial review. The president also can veto legislation. Very similar to our structure as well. And those are the 2 veto powers. Okay. I'm going to use black for proofs. Okay, the Senate. I'm going to put an X because it's only the Senate. It's not Congress. It's the Senate. Approves the cabinet. Just like here in the United States. It is also just the Senate. So I'm going to put an X there because it's only the Senate who gets to approve of the Supreme Court, just like here in the United States. And there you go. That's your front. Very, very similar to the United States of America. Sounds good? All right, flip it over. You can put your crayons away. You don't need them on the other side. Just put them in their box. We'll put them away in the front after. Okay. Truly, what I think is the hardest part about Mexico is the political parties, which is why we're going to do political parties over here. So this is how much it's going to fill, so just be aware while you're writing. And if I can do it 4 times, you can do it once. Yes? Perfect. I'll even zoom in for you. Here we go. Major events. (1519) colonized by Spain. And implemented caste system. And land system. And what is it called, Jordan? The land and caste system. Yeah. And commanda system. Okay, 1821. Declared independence. And it will cause 50 years chaos. 1876. Porfiro Diaz comes to power. And relatively, in quotes, modernizes it. 1910, Diaz is removed from power. In revolution, 1910. Arrow, it will trigger 7 years of conflict with military generals fighting for power. (1917) Constitution of 1917 is written with national ownership of natural resources, Reagan, I know you. There you go, my love. Resources, land redistribution, and limitations on Catholic Church. And recognizes minimum wage and working hours. Okay, you need to know it is not fully implemented. What other country does not have a fully implemented constitution? Sophia. China, yeah. 1929. Institutional Revolutionary Party. Or the PRI. Was created and ruled till 2000. Okay, and then 2000, the PRI lost the election for the first time. Which will lead to more democracy and reforms to the judicial branch. Parentheses, more judicial independence. All right. So, truly, what I think is the hardest part about this week is the major political parties. So, major political parties. Institutional Revolutionary Party. Known as the PRI, founded in 1929 and will lead Mexico till 2000. Quote, the perfect dictatorship. It was power sharing, arrangement between political elites and presidential succession. It's centrist, believes in corporatism, and held elections against opposing parties. Believes in non-re-elections. That's their term, not mine. Non-re-elections, so you can only hold your power for a short time. And corruption is its downfall. They're the party that allowed the cartel to really rise. Okay, the next one is the Party of Democratic Revolution. PRD was founded in 1988, created to oppose income gap widening. They are usually elected mayor, of Mexico City. They are known for contesting presidencies. Okay, so contesting a presidency is saying that a presidency isn't valid because of corruption or election failure, fraud. Good luck or bad luck for the democracy? Bad luck, and that's what they're known for. So they used to be a really popular party. They're not so popular anymore. The newest party, which we'll pull from here, and it's always written in capital letters, so I'd write it in capital letters. MORENA. Okay? In quotes, the newest party. End quote. In Mexico. it started. As a part of PRD, but broke off after 2012. They are left wing. That focus on privatization of Pemex, P-E-M-E-X, which is their oil company, the state-run oil company. Protection of civil liberties. Protection of indigenous groups and reduction of corruption. And then your last group, which also is the smallest, is the National Action Party, which is known as PAN, P-A-N. It is founded in opposition of PRI. It is pro-business, pro-Catholic, and anti-corruption. What is a big problem in Mexico? Corruption. It is the second largest party in Mexico. There you go. Are you glad we walked through the political parties? They're a little tricky. All right, I would absolutely take a picture and submit it on Canvas, and that way you don't think about it again, and you can just avoid it. What? Yes, sign out, take the pass, please. Questions? No? Perfecto. I am ready to go home. I am ready to go home.